Hey everybody, Ramey here, and today what I want to talk about is whether Fortnite, the video game, is appropriate for children or not. So you might have heard of the game Fortnite. I assume if you're coming here looking at this video, you're probably a parent or an older sibling or a guardian, grandparent saying, my kid wants to play this. They just asked me, and can they play it? So I am a player of Fortnite. I play the game. I'm also a professor and I teach about video games and I teach video game classes. I also have a 4-year-old, 6-year-old, and 8-year-old. So I kind of know a lot about the game and whether kids should be playing it or not. So the first few things I want to say here is A, make sure you know what kind of games your children are playing. One of the best recommendations I can give to an adult is, first of all, just look up about each game they want to play. You know, you can look up in 2 minutes and Google it and find out what the game's about. Secondly, play the game yourself for a couple minutes and see what's going on. Watch them while they're playing games. Spend time with kids, that kind of stuff. Okay, so having said all of that, which is the obvious, is Fortnite appropriate for young children? So my 4-year-old obviously has no interest in anything like that. He's in La La Land. He's a kid, little kid. They don't know anything about anything. He's in preschool. They don't talk about that stuff. But when your kid gets to kindergarten, they will. So my boys, who are 6 and 8 years old, my 4-year-old's a boy too. When both sons were in kindergarten, kids in their class played Fortnite. First grade, most of the kids played Fortnite. Right now, second grade, pretty much all the kids are playing Fortnite. So what ages are we talking? Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds are playing this game. Should your kids be playing it? So what I don't want to do is I don't like putting an age on a game. Because it's not about like all 7-year-olds and up, it's okay, and all 6-year-olds and below, it's down. You know, the day before you turn 7, it's not okay, but that day you turn 7, it's good to go. You know, I mean, that's what we do when we like control like alcohol, where it's like you're not 21. So when you're 20 and 364 days old, you cannot have a drink of alcohol legally. But when you're 21, that 24 hours later, you can. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. Nothing works like that. So for these video games, you need to look at your kid. Look at who they are. What level of maturity are they? Can they handle playing a game like this? What are they going to do when they play this game? How do they react when they play other games? And determine, is this game appropriate for them? So Fortnite, what is it about Fortnite that would make it not appropriate for kids? Fortnite is a game where there are a few different modes, but the main idea when the game was created, and basically the main play of the game, you know, what people see competitively, is that you're stranded on a big island. And your goal is to survive by finding weapons, guns, and shooting or killing the other players. Now, it's not all gory and graphic. There's not like, you're not seeing like body parts and things exploding and real gory, disgusting stuff. You know, you're basically taking people out, eliminating them from the game. Almost no different than tag, but you are using a gun. So, is it appropriate? It is not appropriate for my 6-year-old. He just cannot handle that. He's not mature enough. He doesn't understand like life and death really yet. He still like questions that kind of stuff. And he's definitely not ready to play a game like that. But that doesn't mean there aren't 6-year-olds. I know there are kids in his class last year at 5 who were playing it. And were they mature enough or not? I don't know those kids. But there could be. I mean, I don't know. Now, my kid who is 8, who's going to be 9 in October, he can handle that. He does understand the difference. We haven't let him play the game. He's the only kid in his class right now, his 3rd grade class, who is not allowed to play Fortnite. And which is kind of funny because I play it. I'm probably the only parent, one of the only parents that play it in his class. And I'm a professor of instructional technology. I teach about gaming. So we are finally at the point where we now feel that he's old enough to play it. So it was a matter of us judging, you know, is this appropriate for us? But you need to ask yourself, how mature is my kid? Can they handle that separation between real life and not, and what a video game is telling them, you know? My son, who's 8, understands that this is a fake game. It's a pretend gun. This isn't real. But my 6-year-old, I think he gets that it's not real, but he still questions stuff. And like, we'll be, I can tell he's just not mature enough. He is not ready for that. Now, while I think my son is old enough my 8-year-old is probably old enough to play Fortnite, and we're going to let him play it soon, that doesn't mean I'm going to let him play every video game of that genre or like that. I think that games like Call of Duty, I think that's a step up in the level of violence and what you're doing in the game. I think he's probably not ready for that just yet. So, that might be another few years. But I think he's finally ready for Fortnite because there are some good things about the game that I really like the creative mode and being able to build and construct. Like some of the great features of Minecraft are in Fortnite while you're playing it. It's just the violent aspect is something you have to figure out whether the kid is mature enough or not to play it. And that's kind of where I am with it. That's what I recommend to other parents and what I tell them to do. Thank you.